We've got 3 to 5 years before we start seeing the full well, we're already in the middle of the manifestation of the spike protein disease with the myocarditis and the atrial fibrillation and the cardiomyopathies. And then we've got a couple more years before we start seeing the full rollout of autoimmune diseases. I mean, I was told early on by a couple of immunologists that they said, the next 10 years is going to be unbelievable with what we are going to see in terms of autoimmune disease when these antibodies continue to destroy every organ system in our body. And so, when people say, well, what can I do? I really regret this. You can always get healthier. You can always eat better, get rid of the white sugar, white flour. I've seen some reports where you can take some oral EDTA. That might help with the hydrogel, maybe the graphene oxide. We don't have a commercially available test for spike proteins, and that's part of the problem. When people say, what can I do to get the spike protein out of my body? Well, if you can't get a blood test that tells you what the level of spike protein is floating around in your body, how do you know if anything that you've done has served to lower it? Because you can't measure it. And the other thing is that even if you could measure it in the blood, you can't really measure the spike proteins and the other proteins that are in the shots as they have adhered to the tissues. So you don't know how much is there.